Have you ever walked into a Japanese home and thought, "Excuse me, who cleaned this place?" Because somehow everything looks calm. The floor is clean. The table is clear. Nothing is screaming for attention. Even the air seems to have better manners. And here's the strange part. Japanese homes aren't necessarily spotless, because someone spends 3 hours every day fighting dust with a toothbrush. The real secret is much simpler. They've built habits that stop dirt and clutter before they become a full-blown domestic crisis. Because let's be honest, in some homes, cleaning means picking up the clothes from the chair and putting them on the bed. Congratulations, the room is clean, from the chair's perspective, but that's not cleaning. That's relocating the evidence. Japanese cleanliness is different. It's about designing everyday life so mess has fewer opportunities to exist and stay until the end, because one simple habit ties almost everything together, and once you understand it, cleaning becomes dramatically easier. Habit number 1. Shoes don't enter the house. Now let's start with one of the simplest Japanese habits and possibly one of the most powerful. Your outdoor shoes stay at the door. In Japan, many homes have a traditional entrance area called a genkan. This is where you remove your shoes before stepping into the main living space. And when you think about it, the logic is almost painfully obvious. Your shoes have been everywhere. The street, sidewalks, public places, maybe a bathroom floor, maybe somewhere you don't even want to remember. And then you walk through your front door and think, "Welcome home, little shoes. Come relax beside the sofa." No, your shoes have had a long day. They need to retire at the entrance. The genkan creates a simple psychological and physical boundary. Outside stays outside. Instead of spending tomorrow cleaning the dirt you brought inside today, you simply stop much of that dirt at the door. And this is an important difference. Japanese cleanliness isn't always about cleaning more. Sometimes it's about creating fewer things to clean. Imagine spilling sand all over your floor and then spending 30 minutes sweeping it up. Now imagine simply not bringing the sand inside. Same result, much less drama. And there's something elegant about this habit, because it creates a transition between the outside world and your private space. You come home, shoes off, slippers on, and suddenly, your home feels like a different world. But Japanese homes take this idea even further, because just when you think you've figured out the slipper system, Japan basically says, "Oh, you thought those slippers could go everywhere?" Absolutely not. Habit number 2. The toilet gets its own slippers. Yes, toilet slippers. Japan looked at the bathroom and apparently decided, this room needs its own footwear. So the basic system becomes, outside gives house gives toilet. Different spaces, different cleanliness boundaries. And honestly, it makes sense. The toilet has enough going on already. It doesn't need to become a tourism destination for the rest of your house. The idea is simple. Dedicated toilet slippers help separate the bathroom floor from the rest of the home, reducing the chance of carrying bathroom floor dirt into bedrooms, living rooms, or kitchens. And psychologically, it creates another useful reminder. This space is different, treat it differently. You don't casually wander from the toilet into the kitchen, wearing the same slippers and start preparing dinner like nothing happened. The slippers themselves become a tiny behavioral signal. And that is the fascinating part. Japanese cleanliness isn't just about having cleaning products. It's about building systems that quietly remind you what to do. But here's where things get even more interesting. Japanese homes don't only prevent dirt from entering, they also have habits designed to stop tiny messes from becoming giant messes. Because that little spill you ignored 5 minutes ago, tomorrow, it may have friends. And that's where the next habit comes in, the 1-minute rule. Habit number 3. The 1-minute rule. Now we come to a tiny habit with a surprisingly powerful effect. If something takes about a minute to do it immediately, not later, not after dinner, not when you suddenly become the kind of person who enjoys cleaning. Now, spilled a little water, wipe it. Finished with something, put it back, jack it off, hang it up. Finished eating, put the dishes away. Something belongs in the trash. It has already completed its career. Let it go. The psychology is simple. A tiny mess requires almost no motivation. A giant mess requires a motivational speech, background music, emotional preparation, and possibly a snack break before you've even started. Think about 1 cup. Putting 1 cup away takes seconds, but leave it there for 6 days, and suddenly you're conducting an archaeological excavation. Interesting. This cup appears to belong to the late Tuesday period. Then another cup appears. Then plates. Then wrappers. Then clothes. Then something you're not entirely sure is food anymore. And suddenly your innocent little mess has formed a government. That's how clutter works. It rarely arrives as a disaster. It arrives as one tiny decision you keep postponing. The 1-minute rule interrupts that process before it gains momentum. But there's an even bigger problem than dirt. Objects. Because objects have a strange habit of multiplying. You buy one kitchen gadget, then another, then a container to organize the first gadget, then another container, because the first container is full. Congratulations, you are now organizing the things you bought to organize your things. And that's why the next habit matters. Habit number 4. Everything needs a home. An organized Japanese-inspired home isn't necessarily a home with very few possessions. It's a home where the possessions that remain have somewhere to belong. Keys have a place. Shoes have a place. Kitchen tools have a place. Cleaning supplies have a place. Important documents have a place. And here's the secret. Don't decide where something goes every single time. Decide once. When everything has a home, putting things away becomes almost automatic. Without that system, finding a pair of scissors becomes a family investigation. Everyone is questioned. Nobody talks. Someone finally says, "I saw them last month," and somehow, the scissors have disappeared into another dimension. Giving everything a home eliminates that daily decision-making. Use it, return it, done. But there is one category of clutter that can quietly destroy the peaceful appearance of an otherwise clean home. And it's not dirt. It's something much sneakier. Visual clutter. Habit number 5. Control visual clutter. A room can be technically clean and still make your brain whisper, something is wrong here. Maybe the countertops are covered with appliances. Maybe the table has 6 unrelated objects sitting on it. Maybe cables are crawling across the floor like they're trying to escape. Maybe every shelf is packed with decorations. Maybe there are random packages everywhere. Nothing is necessarily dirty, but visually, your brain is processing too much information at once. Japanese-inspired interiors often create calm by reducing what stays visible. Fewer objects, intentional placement, clear surfaces, smart containers, hidden storage. And please, your countertop doesn't need to display every appliance you've ever purchased. The blender is not a member of the family. It doesn't need to live permanently beside the toaster. The deeper principle is simple. Minimalism isn't having nothing. It's knowing what deserves to be visible. Because when your eyes have fewer things competing for attention, the entire room can suddenly feel cleaner, calmer, and more expensive. And now we get to a habit that sounds almost ridiculously simple, but can completely change how your home feels. Habit number 6. Clean small areas immediately. Now we've reached one of the most important differences between cleaning and maintaining a clean home. The mindset isn't, "I'll clean everything on Saturday." It's, "I'll deal with this now." After cooking, wipe the counter. After eating, clear the table. After showering, deal with the water and moisture. After using something, return it. Nothing dramatic. No soundtrack. No heroic montage of you attacking the bathroom with 12 cleaning products. Just small actions, repeated consistently. Because there are 2 completely different cleaning systems. Rescue cleaning. Mess gives ignore, it gives more mess, gives overwhelm, gives giant cleaning session. You spend 3 hours on Saturday cleaning because you spent 6 days pretending the mess didn't exist. That's basically putting your house through military boot camp because you refuse to train it during the week. Maintenance cleaning is completely different. Small mess gives immediate action, gives problem disappears. 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there. Suddenly Saturday isn't your house's punishment day. And that's the beauty of these habits. They're not really about becoming obsessed with cleaning. They're about making mess inconvenient to create and easy to eliminate. But there's one final piece. Because you can wipe your counters every day, organize your drawers, remove your shoes, and put everything back where it belongs, and still have a problem, If you're constantly bringing more and more things into the house, you're basically trying to empty a bathtub while someone keeps turning on the tap. Final reveal. Don't just clean clutter, prevent IT. And this is the bigger lesson behind everything we've discussed. The system isn't clean harder, it's bring in less, spread less dirt, put things back immediately, keep surfaces clear, deal with small messes before they grow, give everything a home. The secret isn't that Japanese homes are magically cleaner, it's that their everyday systems make mess inconvenient. And suddenly, cleaning becomes much less dramatic. You don't need to stare at your living room at 11 p.m. wondering where your life went wrong, because the goal isn't to become someone who loves cleaning. The goal is to become someone who doesn't give mess enough time to become a problem. Now I'm curious, which habit would be hardest for you to adopt? The shoes off rule, toilet slippers, the 1-minute rule, or giving everything a home? Tell me in the comments.